All right, let's jump right into today's explainer. We're tackling an absolutely crucial, yet honestly, often overlooked pillar of food safety. We're talking about treating your food business less like a standard kitchen and a whole lot more like an impenetrable fortress. Now, it's super easy to get hyper-focused on temperatures or cross-contamination, right? But today, we are securing the perimeter. So, I want you to ask yourself a slightly uncomfortable question. What hidden threats are emerging in your food business the second those doors lock, the last employee leaves, and the lights go out? Yeah, it's a bit of a chilling thought for any owner, but it's the absolute reality of the environment we're operating in. To answer that and start building our defenses, we aren't just guessing here. We're pulling directly from official hygiene guides, specifically the rigorous HACCP standards for retail food businesses, to craft a real strategic blueprint. And trust me, this blueprint is exactly what separates the vulnerable, amateur setups from the professional, fully compliant operations. Here is our quick action plan for the day. We're covering the invisible enemy, the shield of HACCP, choosing the right traps, mapping your stations, nailing down your documentation, and finally, building an integrated defense. Let's get right to it. Section 1. The invisible enemy of food. This quote really hits the nail on the head regarding how food safety auditors think. The presence of insects and rodents is an indicator of poor hygiene conditions. They don't just see a pest as a streak of bad luck, you know? These things carry pathogens, they contaminate food and packaging, and their mere presence signals a fundamental breakdown in basic hygiene. If pests are inside, your fortress has a breach. Period.
We really have to flip our mindset here. We can't just be reactive. We have to be the ones shining a light into those dark corners, proactively hunting down these invisible threats, instead of just waiting for them to, casually scurry across our path in the middle of the day. Which brings us to Section 2, the shield of HACCP.
Now, here is a major takeaway. Rodent and insect control isn't just reacting to a bug problem. Within the HACCP framework, it's actually an incredibly critical, standalone procedure. It's not just some bullet point under general cleaning. It's a dedicated, rigorous, systematic defense of its own. It's all about monitoring and eliminating pests to stop contamination way before it ever starts. Let's talk hardware in Section 3, traps and making the right choice. Because in the eyes of health inspectors, all traps are definitely not created equal. There's a massive shift from outdated methods to modern requirements. You know those traditional electric zappers? The ones that basically burn the insects with electrical resistance? According to the guidelines, those are a massive hazard in a food zone. Why? Because they literally explode the bugs, scattering contaminated insect parts right into the air and onto your prep surfaces. Yuck! The required standard now is the silent electrical trap with an adhesive surface. It attracts the pest, it gets stuck, and that's it. No explosions, no airborne contamination. By sticking to these adhesive traps, you are guaranteeing that insect parts aren't raining down onto your cutting boards. That is a massive compliance point during official inspections. The goal is to capture the enemy silently, not blow it up over your fresh ingredients. On to Section 4, the station map. So you've got the right traps, but placing them strategically is where the paperwork gets really fascinating and strict. Imagine a general unrolling a map of a battlefield. Your business needs a detailed floor plan. We're talking a literal architectural map of your fortress that shows the exact perimeter and the specific numbered locations of every single bait station and trap you've installed inside and out. And this feeds into a very strict workflow. First, specialized professional crews actually come in to set the system up. Second, you map out every single location on that official floor plan. And third, those traps are meticulously checked and logged once or twice every single month without fail. That data is what tells you exactly where your weak points are. Section 5, Documentation and Certifications. Now, in the world of HACCP, there's a golden rule. If it isn't documented, it simply didn't happen. Here is the exact paperwork you absolutely need. Valid certificates from those specialized pest control crews, that marked floor plan we just talked about, and a dedicated pest control log for your monthly inspections. In a lot of standardized retail systems, this exact collection of documents is carefully kept in what regulations call Folder 4. The official regulations don't leave much wiggle room here. Even the smallest businesses must have a formal contract with a responsible pest control company. You've got to be able to prove to an auditor with a physical paper trail that your defense system is actively managed. It's not just a one-and-done purchase you forgot about.
Let's bring it all together in Section 6, the integrated defense.
A true fortress relies on multiple overlapping barriers. First, physical barriers, like window screens to stop them at the perimeter. Second, super careful application of approved chemicals. And remember, you absolutely must remove or completely cover all tools and food before any spraying happens. Third, using those safe adhesive traps we discussed instead of zappers. And finally, flawless record keeping to prove the whole shebang actually works. When you lock in the right physical hardware with a perfectly documented blueprint, pest control totally transforms. It elevates from being just an afterthought or, a panicked phone call to an exterminator into a highly strategic, controlled pillar of your entire business operation. So, I'll leave you with this to chew on for your own operation. Knowing what you know now about the risks of zappers, the absolute necessity of floor plans, and meticulous logs, is your fortress truly secure when the doors lock and the lights go out? Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and seriously, I highly encourage you to go review your own Folder 4 today.